Hello and welcome Disc Golf World. My name is Kevin Jones and joining me today is Luke Humphries. Luke, how are you doing today, man?
Awesome. We have a great card here, a beautiful course that Cale, Leiviska, and Airborn Disc Golf have set up for us. Really looking forward to watching the second edition of the Disc Golf Pro Tour since COVID.
That's right. So the 2020 Preserve Championship presented by Prodigy Disc. Here we are flying through hole number one. Hole number one is actually a cool starting hole. You're going to find that the theme on this course is that it's fairly repeatable and all the shots are kind of expected that a player makes. So when they don't execute that shot, that's going to be a surprise. And it's kind of like watching people lose strokes sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. You're right about that. Teeing off first, California zone, kind of making his way from Oklahoma now, Matt Bell, throwing DGA plastic. Grown some hair in quarantine. That one's good right there. He's ripping on a hurricane.
Yeah, and that's an ideal play. We have OB on the left side of this fairway. It's a kind of creek-like thing, but it's spray painted off, so you can't hyzer into the tall grass, but there's as much room to the right as you could possibly want. You're going to see people trying to get big distance and just down this fairway. But the shot that Philo does right there, right around 425, 450, is just fine.
Yeah,
ideal.
That's perfect. He'll be throwing a combination of two different yellow destroyers, basically the whole round. This is Noah also ripping on a destroyer.
Nice, and Noah just hitting it flat, making sure that he gets some turn on it.
This one's coming pretty close to the out of bounds, but he stays safe.
Yep. Next time, I'm sure he'll just pop it a little bit harder. Your glasses look really cool right here.
Yeah. I'm ripping on a D2 down the right side. It's past that tree. It looks like it was a little, but it was fine.
No, great shot. Doesn't matter how close to that tall grass that you're coming, because even if you're in that tall grass, you're still going to have a possibility at recovering a birdie. The approach shots that we're going to be seeing from these guys are going to range from 350 feet to 300 feet.
Yep, that's exactly right. Low ceiling entry to this green, so they'll play either a wide hyzer or maybe like a low, stable mid-range. Looks like Matt's opting for that hyzer.
This is probably like 315 feet away. He gets through the tree that he needed to get through, though. That's a guardian tree. That could cause problems, theoretically.
Yeah, it could kick you back. There's a little bit of water short of the green that you could find. I haven't seen anybody find it yet. Lots of people getting through that tree on the hyzer route, so great shot from him. I'm throwing a 750 M1 here. Just trying to give it a little bit of turn and then just let the glide finish it out. I was pretty happy with that one.
Yep, that's what you want inside of the circle. Philo might be inside of 300 feet here.
Yeah. I shot it with my rangefinder. He was just inside me, and I was at like 305 feet. So he looked to be playing the hyzer similar to Matt. Came out a bit early. That tree, though, is pretty beneficial most of the time with its kicks, so he'll drop down right at circle's edge.
It's not the meanest tree in the world, that's for sure. It can sometimes help your hyzers that leak out like that one. Noah not going to be leaking it out, but needs like a flare skip to be really close.
Yeah, it doesn't really get it. Kind of gets the right push and roll skip. That was a Cayman out of him, and he'll be first to putt. Putting with Aviers. That one right on target, just a bit low. And now from one step inside circle, 32-footer on the first hole for Philo Brathwaite to get his tournament started.
These are the type of putts that you would love to start off a tournament with. If you make it comfortably, just high from Philo. But if you make it comfortably, you can usually sometimes get off to a nice little streak at the beginning of a tournament.
Yeah, you said it definitely built some momentum starting off.
Matt Bell is a really, really good putter. Putting world champ.
Yeah.
Putting world champ, and I expect to see that today, especially with no wind. Almost pristine conditions for scoring.
Yep. The course is set up for scoring. The wind is set up for scoring. It's It's a very gettable track. You just have to throw the shots. And we're hearing some fireworks. This is going down on the 3rd of July. So there's some neighborhoods blowing some stuff up. Just trying to concentrate through it at this point. Philo and Noah tapping in for their pars. Headed to a good hole, too, I'd say. It's different than hole 1. You're kind of getting two different styles of golf almost right off the bat.
Absolutely. Hole 2 is actually one of my favorite holes on the course, just because of how pretty it looks. It's right down the tunnel. It's just under 300 feet, so most people are going to be throwing a putter, but you also see mid-ranges as well on this hole.
Yeah, I think Cale did a good job of getting a wooded hole onto a ball golf course with this hole here. It's not overly long, coming in at 284, but there is a gap about halfway down that you have to hit, and it's very easy to go long on this, and the trees close to the basket make it a little tough for putting. Matt lining up a mid-range. Oh, and that's perfect.
That is ideal. He's definitely going to knock that down for a birdie.
Yeah, a little straddle putt for him, but that'll be no worries.
What do we got here, Luke?
Dude, I'm going with your signature M3.
Very nice. This is the disc that you're most comfortable with lacing on a straight line?
Yeah, I feel like it's a flat flyer. I can release it flat and just hope that that was early and high. Bad shot from me.
Early release. It is hole 2 of the tournament, and that's what kind of factors in on this hole. Sometimes it takes a precise release, a really confident release to park the hole, but just a little early there. Philo with a rock.
Yeah, he's got a couple different DX rocks. I think they're both yellow as well. Philo loves playing a yellow disc. And hits early, but gets a pretty beneficial kick. He'll be inside circle 2 from there, I believe. Noah going with an Avier, local guy. He's played some leagues out here already. Definitely has some course knowledge. He'll be looking to use that. Pushes it left, but it catches a window, and so he'll be up there in circle 1 for a birdie. That was a jump putt M2, just trying to get up by the basket, take my medicine.
I love that technique, using a mid-range on a jump putt just to get a little bit of extra distance. Jump putts are usually pretty accurate, though, for us.
Yeah, exactly. Anything you feel like you need a little bit more on, just grab that mid-range, maybe give it a little bit of turn. And pretty good bid out of Philo, kind of a low spinner.
Not bad at all from where he was.
No, it definitely had a chance.
Noah just high. Was that inside the circle there?
Yeah, it was about a step inside, probably a 29-footer. Matt, just a little straddle out.
He missed it.
Yeah, caught a bunch of chains, but was a little bit left, I think. I didn't see the exact splash out in person, but I think he'd agree that he was a bit left on that one. Just second hole of the tournament coming into play,
Sure.
This is just a gorgeous piece of property. If you guys haven't been here or heard anything about it yet, the Mississippi River is literally 150 feet from us at this point. The headwaters for it are in Minnesota, so it's a smaller Mississippi River than most of us Midwesterners are used to, but the largest river in North America, right next to a disc golf course and a pro tour on it. Pretty cool spot.
Yeah. This is a beautiful piece of property. Cale has done a really good job of putting together some amazing holes for us to play, especially in such little time.
Yeah, I think that's the big key. He made it all happen so quick. Hats off to him.
Oh, for sure. Hole 3 is actually the first, I would say we would say guaranteed birdie. This is a tricky hole, so you're coming into this hole 2 under. This one is not as expected of a birdie. This is a slightly tougher shot. Matt Bell is going to turn his over a little bit much. There's no danger over there, though. Even if he goes in the trees, he should have an easy pitch out for a par. On the left side of the hole, though, there is a path that you could theoretically skip over if you really hyzered out too early. The hole's 430, though.
Yep.
So you got to get some good distance. So sometimes that causes people to not hit their line just enough.
Yeah, looking for the long, straight distance.
What disc is this here?
This is an F5, 500 F5 out of me.
Very nice. The 500 F5 is a disc that I have been loving lately, and you just made it look so good there. So great shot to you, Luke, and I would recommend to anybody out there, the 500 F5s are running nice right now.
Yeah, yep. All the fairway drivers in that 500 plastic, just great combination of feel, glide. I'd recommend them to anybody as well. Philo throwing one of those yellow destroyers.
Wow. So it's a destroyer. That's just a shot that it looks like a mid-range in the air. The touch that Philo has with his destroyers is world class. That looked like it was going to be short, but it cruised right up to the pin.
Yeah, got all the way. And Noah going with a T-bird here. He throws this T-bird as good as anybody I've ever seen throw a T-bird.
Beautiful shot.
James Conrad and others. Just a really good shot from him. So we've got 3 people inside 12 feet on this hole. I think that's probably one of the better groups playing. Matt turned over his pipeline a little bit, but he's going to give this a run. Aggressive putter.
Wow.
And he was just a little high.
You can't count him out from anywhere.
No. Very basket conscious anywhere inside 150 feet. Matt's been known to just throw him in from anywhere. Fun to watch. Repping that Tree Love hat. It's a custom design that he did. You can find those treelovediscgolf.com and grab one of those to help his tour. Philo tapping in for his birdie. Great 2 there. Get his tournament started. Noah, no problem.
Nice. And as I look at my stats that I'm keeping right now, the Circle 2 in regulation is a stat that I'm keeping my eye on. And all of our card mates right here have evened themselves out at a 66%. They are getting into the circle at 66%. So it's only 3 holes in, but that's a very important stat on this hole, or on this course. How many times are you giving yourself chances?
Yeah. This course is a putter's course, you could say. It's just all about putting yourself in positions, not getting yourself in trouble, which is fairly easy to do, but easier to say than to do.
In hole 4, as we fly over, we're seeing green, old ball golf green. We're seeing bunkers, but they're all safe. The only thing, OB, that's a real factor on this hole is the left side of the fairway. The entirety of the left side of the fairway. So don't leak your disc out left. Just as you're doing, a very, very controlled shot.
But it's doing what you said not to do, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, stays in bounds, but definitely leaks out. That's a newer disc in my bag, a D1, and I was just not as familiar with it. Thought it would turn a little bit more.
Yep, so main goal is get the disc out of the gap here and on an angle that it's going to cruise and get you some good distance. But we're also seeing some monster rollers on this hole.
Yeah. There's a handful of guys in the field. I'm not going to say names at this point. It's still early on, but there are rollers being thrown past this basket. And the 701 feet is legit.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I guess we can say it. I mean, shout out to Ezra Aderhold. 50-foot eagle putt in this round. I watched it. It was happening right about the time I was teeing off. It looked like a really nice 50-footer from up on the hill, and then everybody cheered, and we were like, okay, that's not a birdie. That's my man
epic.
going deep, yeah.
Super epic, too. Noah doing the job. Pretty solid there. And Matt making the mistake pretty much for the hole is missing the gap out wide. You see that kind of common.
Yeah, wanted his Hurricane a little more flipped over.
Here's the thing,
same
though.
one there.
If that has some finish there, that's not far from putting.
No, it's not. He just needed a hyzer angle and a couple little skips, and the disc would finish down that hill.
But he is going to be outside of circle 2 there.
It's a DX Rock, I believe, out of Philo. Looking for it to finish a little more than that. Kind of got hung up in those branches there. He'll be left outside circle 1 and a little bit obstructed. I'm going with your M3.
Very nice. Cresting the hill just like you needed to. The second you make it over that hill, you're pretty much running right down to the basket. So solid shot there. That's going to be a birdie.
Yeah. It feels like you're going to throw it into the hill, but if you just barely get over, that's the play. Great shot from Noah. I think that's kind of the ideal play. You can keep a forehand a little bit lower.
Interesting. I hadn't actually thought of that. That was a very nice play from Noah, though.
Matt, long bid with his steady.
Whoa, he's not even laying up. That's totally a run.
Yeah, totally a run. And he almost banged it. Looked good from my angle.
Oh, Philo got hung up on the first stuff. That's not where you want to be at all. He's lucky to have a look at it, actually.
Yeah. Full straddle out. Flat or annied out of the hand. Can't hyzer it at all.
Nope. No. Very nice bid.
Just a little high. Philo's thrown a bunch of good putts thus far. Hasn't dropped. He's got that one birdie, but he's looking to fire it up. I expect him to as well. You can see a gallery forming in the background. Feature card was about to tee off.
Your inside the circle bids are looking comfortable and solid right now so far. Is it feeling good?
Yeah, it's feeling good. I hadn't had anything too long, which is nice. Just kind of make yourself a couple short ones and then build out from there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
According to my stats, you're 100% inside the circle currently.
Yeah. Yeah, putting pretty well with those P Model S's. Really liking them thus far. I think Cale and Katrina and Seppo Payu are also using them. Real good disc if you haven't checked it out. Straight flyer from Prodigy.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Hole 5, par 4, 910 feet. This is one of the more surprising par 4s just in the distance because it takes some huge distance to be able to reach this birdie. But it's doable.
Yeah, it is. I think the main thing is you don't want to pinch yourself on the right side. The second that you get a little far right, you're left with, a trick shot basically.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And then I needed a little more flip out of that. That's the disc I threw on hole 4 that just a little bit stable, kind of new, but that's not a bad position. It's going to be asking a lot for me to get a 3 on that from there, though.
It would take a pump through the tall grass, but there's roller opportunities. It's not out of the question.
Noah throwing his stable destroyer, and it looked like he slipped maybe a little bit on the tee. He's ending up in a very similar spot to where I'm at. Philo looks to be throwing one of his yellow destroyers. I think he's one of the best in the world at getting the full flight out of a disc. He's never trying for that much. Well, just as I say it.
I agree with you, though.
A little short, but yeah, in general, he gets all the distance that he was asking for. He's getting the full turn, the S out, the fade.
The touch that he has with distance drivers.
Yeah.
He's possibly better than anybody.
Yeah, he could be playing Masters at this point. Instead, he's one of the best in the world at his sport. And this is a little bit of a understable hurricane out of Matt. Gets a little more turn out of it.
That's kind of what you want.
That's a great spot to be. I kind of referenced that tee pad that he's just short of as a good landing zone.
Yes, landing on that tee pad would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm. You'd still be left with all of 450 to the basket.
Yeah,
but you've cut it in half and given yourself a chance at that point. Philo needing to turn this one over, which he has done well.
Nothing special going to be done here for Philo. he's out of range right now. He's needing to just make some progress up the fairway and call it a par.
Yeah, and I'm sure that he'll be quite happy with a par, as I would be. It's just a long hole to get your birdie on. And the second that you throw it a little bit to the right, like I said, your birdie chance is out. So I didn't get this high enough in the air.
Yeah, this is dangerous. And does that stay safe?
It does. There's a sidewalk left that plays OB, but it ends at some point, actually, and I'm past that.
Okay. Noah similar. Oh, but it's looking nice how it stands up. And maybe even ending right. So I'm assuming a really flippy disc, but didn't appear to be.
Yeah, I think it was a full speed, probably a destroyer. He's left with about 55 feet. And now Matt, after the best drive of the group, going to want to get a full flight out of this thing. Looks like he's throwing his medium stability Hurricane.
Needs some more turn. This is leaking, but inside circle 2. Oh, right outside circle 2.
Just outside circle 2, yep. But that's Matt Bell range at the end of the day.
Yeah, any range is Matt Bell range.
And I'm pretty far out of position, but able to throw a P Model S up there close and tap in my 4. No damage done.
If you guys haven't had the chance, check out the 2019 Minnesota Majestic, and you will see one of the best putting rounds possibly ever.
Yeah, it's the 2020 Majestic.
No, 2019.
Oh,
with
Matt Bell. Yeah, for sure. Starting on hole 1. I mean, you guys don't have to get far into it to watch sick putts.
Nice bid from Noah.
Yeah.
Outside of circle 2.
Yeah, this was the second hardest hole on the course, coming in at just under par, 0.05 strokes under par. I think because there was no OB.
Oh my gosh! And he backs us up, Luke.
Matt Bell. Let's watch that again. Sick slow-mo replay thanks to par save, and there was never a doubt. I was actually standing behind him, and there's a couple guys over there. I said, you should videotape this. It's going to go in. Dude whipped out his camera, got down on a knee.
Beautiful. Nice.
Yeah, I'm telling him the story right there. Matt, one of the most deadly individuals from that range, just outside circle 2. Fun to watch him go in. Nice snag by Philo.
It's funny, classic disc golf situation there.
Yeah, round things, doing stupid things.
Right, but he has nothing to worry about as it wasn't an attempted throw, so under the rules, he's totally good.
There he goes, in for his par.
And a good inside the circle putt from Philo. Count it.
Yeah.
Noah as well. He's going to be knocking down a putt there, and I think that's kind of his first inside the circle make of the round, at least non-gimme.
Yeah, it is. It is good for him. We've got 20% of the field getting the birdie on this one, so just about 1 in 5, which is close to what our group did. I think that's pretty typical for hole 5 out here. Just a tough par 4. Great hole.
I do like hole 5 actually quite a lot.
Look at the little roller lines.
Isn't that so cool?
Man,
Yeah.
par save's killing it.
And yes, this is actually the hole, guys. Wow, just take it in over the lake, which is really clear water as well. It's just nice and beautiful. You can almost see the bottom.
Yeah, you can see the fatty bass swimming on top.
Yeah.
Wildlife abounds out here at the preserve. It's an amazing place.
Mulched up green here. This hole plays 414 feet. I'd say that's really, really accurate.
Yep. Just want to hang it out right, get the distance right, kind of skip left. Matt a little hot, but there you go.
Yeah, you want to hang it out further than what he did there, but he did throw a nice penetrating shot.
Yeah.
But the play is to swing it in there because it's much more friendly, the reaction that you could possibly have, whether you hit those trees on the backside or not.
Yeah, so the miss would be just to push long right.
Exactly.
Kind of gives you no putt.
Ooh, and that, you're playing the miss.
Yeah, I'm demonstrating it perfectly right here.
Too much flip, though, getting the distance. That's tricky. Are you going to have a line from there?
Maybe.
Yeah,
It'll
at this
be a bad
point, you
one,
definitely don't know.
Yeah. I'm thinking low ceiling, definitely Anheuser. Really damage is done right there. This is a Thunderbird that Noah calls his Funderbird.
Because he thinks F and H. Oh, no. Safe? All right. It died out on him, but he likes how F and H sound together. Funderbird. I can't explain it, but it is written on the disc.
It is, yeah. In Sharpie, he's got it on there. It's like his Firebird, Thunderbird. He throws it a long ways. I think just kind of misread the wind on that one a little bit.
It's an extremely beefy Thunderbird.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so on the overstable side of Thundies.
Yeah.
Philo's going to play a full Philo shot here, honestly. He's hitting it flat, getting that little turn to the right, and then some swing.
Yeah, ending up in a tricky spot as well. Wanted a little bit more fade, I think, out of that one, but yeah, so this is what I'm left with.
Oh, my goodness. He doesn't even know. What a shot, Luke. This is huge, guys. This is your sand trap chip in right here. Oh, yes.
Oh, get out of the way, dude.
And
that's pretty cool.
All right, I'm losing.
Other than
That's
I'm totally
hilarious.
blocking the basket.
Yeah, like
Felt like I got
you
away
could
with
think
one a little
about
bit
that.
there for sure. That's right.
well done, Luke. That's how you scrap around here. Getting yourself a birdie out of position. Were you inside circle 2 there?
I believe I was not, but we can confirm.
According to my stats, you are not.
Just a little bit low out of Noah, right on line. He's thrown a bunch of good putts. Just needs to get a little bit more honed in, and he'll be dropping them all. And here's this, a familiar putt to players. I think the miss is right. Lots of people do put themselves in this position. Low ceiling, got to hit the gap, and then there's that little branch.
Come on.
Frustrating. He didn't have any leg movement at all on that straddle putt.
No, yeah, that's interesting observation. Yeah, all arm.
But, I mean, you know how I putt. But
Yeah, right.
either way, he looked a little bit uncomfortable, is my point.
Yeah, and it's just an uncomfortable hallway over there to putt from. You'd rather be short than long up in there. Matt missed one of these on the second hole. I don't expect for him to miss another one.
I agree with you. And he cans it, taking himself to 80% inside the circle.
Know what's happened in his par. Philo will do the same. It's a hole you want to get, I think, at the end of the day. It's, coming in as the 8th hardest. 49% of the field got the birdie on that one, so basically half. It looks so wobbly out of my hand.
Yeah.
Weird.
Speed wobbles.
Yeah.
But that is normal. Happens with pretty much everybody's drives.
Yeah, 78% of the field getting inside circle 2 on that one. So most of the field getting a look. This, one of the trickier holes on the course, if not the trickiest, I think.
Easily.
Yeah, you've got to get under the ceiling, but above this hill, and then move your disc right to left extremely fast. And there's even a possibility of airing the hill, at which point you could end up 100 feet long. And the basket's high, which makes anybody coming up short have a tricky putt for there too.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you would be the ideal kind of shot here. That's a very friendly kick. There is a Mando to the left that you don't want to. You definitely don't want to miss.
That tree that he hit is in front of the Mando. He could have very easily kicked the other way and been in a terrible position. But 10 out of 10 kick on that one, and and he'll be fairly easily up and down. Going with A3, looking for a skip. No skip.
Are you feeling comfortable with the speed of that, getting over that hill?
I threw a different disc today.
Okay.
Yeah, a little faster one.
I was going to say, I mean, I struggled big time getting A series discs over this hill that we're seeing Noah just do pretty much ideally. Like, that's the shot for a backhand.
Exactly. The only thing he could have done was maybe move that a little bit more right to left, but he's left just outside circle 1, which anything around the circle on this hole is a fantastic place to be.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the basket's raised, so you still have a tricky putt. But
Basket's extra raised, and it's poleless. Oh, wow, nice action there from Philo.
yeah, it looked like a Firebird out of Philo, and he's right around Noah, just outside for Philo.
That's a good upshot. You want to be really close on that putt.
Mm-hmm.
It's never really fun to be putting on a hanging basket from anywhere. It's just kind of scary. Layup there? Yeah,
Just a layup. I didn't want to be too close to the basket either. I know that seems weird to say, but I felt like I had a better chance of making a putt from about 12 feet, so I'm a little further away there. And Philo left with this tricky window. It looks like he's running it.
He's
Which
got
is
a window and space.
If you don't hit basket on this, 30 feet minimum past the basket is where you'll land.
Yes.
Nice play, dude.
And it looked like he was
Really
trying to
nice
take
play.
it just under that branch he hit. And how sometimes we get so focused on the line that one branch goes unseen and is the one that catches us. But I expect him to hit that putt from there. Far less obstructed.
No way from Noah.
It was gross.
A frisbee
spinner
toss.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yes.
What a slow-mo. Oh, my gosh. Parsave's killing it, and that putt was insane. I couldn't believe he ran it in real life and just hearted it.
That was a special putt.
Veteran move, settling the basket.
Philo with some work left to do. This putt is a common great drive putt.
Yeah, 28-footer.
Cash.
Yeah.
Nicely done from Philo.
Yeah. That's his first, I think, real good putt of the round, and hopefully that gets him started. Matt getting up and down from right at the beginning, the opening. He'll take that 3 after the drive that he had.
Sure.
No, that was dirty, dude.
And I'll take that 3 as well.
Extension.
Still got you at 100% inside the circle. Good stuff so far.
Look at that focus in Noah's eyes. Cool replays. And Noah grabbing the only birdie on that hole. That hole, definitely one of the trickier ones. We referenced it. Coming in at the 3rd most difficult. Only 24% of the field was able to get the birdie on that one. And only 50% were in circle 2 in regulation. It's just tough to get up over that hill and give yourself a chance. But here's this huge par 5, 1,110 feet. And a bunch of different options to air it off the tee. What are you doing here, Kev?
I'm going roller off the tee after I see how Eagle plays the hole. There's so much room out there, as Noah's going to show us right here.
Yeah, looking to get that flatter, but no harm done.
Yeah, he's got a good angle looking down the fairway. It will start to pinch, though, as he gains distance there. But that's fine. He's in birdie position. You're going to see some big anhyzers as well, as Matt Bell is going to show us right now. Not quite the height that he needed, though.
Yeah.
That's trouble for a birdie.
Yeah, you're definitely looking to bite chunks off on every single shot if you want the birdie.
Is it a D1? No, what is that?
That is a D3.
No.
Yeah, no. Not at all.
Yeah, that's not a good miss for you right there. you know yourself. You're wanting to really get that out there way left, right?
Yeah, totally. Left's the miss. There's nothing out there that can get you in trouble. And I found the right. Pretty dumb.
I like the roller play, though. There is a hillside that the camera will pan to that if you can get past, you're in an ideal position. Philo's going to be about hillside high. Yeah, solid shot. He could probably score a birdie from there, but it's going to be work.
Yeah. He'll have to throw 2 more of those into position. And this is what I'm left with.
Okay. Luckily, you have space to actually launch the Frisbee a good distance.
Yeah. Yeah, I did have a little window. I went further left than I did forward, though, really. I was getting myself back to an angle. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Gotcha. You should have a great chance at par from where you are.
Mm-hmm. This green is tricky to access. I think a roller probably plays the best into this green.
If you were trying to eagle the hole, that's right.
Yeah. And depending on how far back you are, it could be a roller as well. It's just a really hard shot to finish right. I mean, it demands that you finish it right, and it's also a full shot, so takes the best of all of our abilities to pull that one off. Noah playing position there.
I really enjoy this par 5. The first shot, you got to have a lot of distance. The second shot, you got to have a lot of accuracy and some distance as well because that fairway starts to pinch. Mm-hmm. And then on the third shot, you got to have touch and accuracy. It's really good par 5.
Yep, true par 5. Philo, same disc as he threw off the tee.
This is a delicate shot, though. He's got to get it as close as he can, just like he did to that tree line on the right, because if he doesn't, he'll leak it OB into that creek, which is, you don't want to find OB on a course that doesn't have much OB.
No, you're exactly right. The slow left to right bend of the hole makes it tricky for the right-hand, backhand player.
That's a good flick from you there. Taking your medicine, it looks like, not trying to get anything extra and just getting it up the fairway.
Yeah. Looking back, I should have thrown it a little further, but I felt like that was all I needed, and that's exactly what I was trying to do. So
I agree. I don't think you need much more on top of that. The second shot is way more dangerous than the third shot, or your fourth shot, I should say.
Matt, believe he's looking to make a play at the green. He is going roller, and he just crushes this one.
No turn at all.
Straight finish. Yeah, it looked fantastic. We were talking about it. Looked like it was about to curl up the hill.
Very nice effort from him.
But he'll be left in Matt Bell range. Here's Noah Meintsma with a T-bird, I believe. Let's see it fly. Yeah, that's a T-bird out of him.
From where he is, you're not going to go around the trees at all. You have to punch right through that gap with a fairway driver with perfect angle control. So that shot's really difficult to execute.
Yep. Philo throwing a different yellow destroyer on this one. Looks like he's lining up that inside gap like you said. And wow.
This is satisfying to watch Philo play this hole.
Yeah. He's doing Philo things, Philo golf. He's not getting caught up in rollers and air shots and big annies. And
he just pieced together 3 beauties, and you could have easily missed it if you blinked.
Yeah. So I'm left with a pretty tricky approach here. I'm thinking I'm going to try and skip it off the sidewalk. That's my play, literally, and I threw it like 10 feet low, and it moved 2 inches when it landed. Grabby grass over there. And I know I've made a mistake at that point.
It's funny that that's your play, but it is the only play from there. There's no skip anywhere else.
The low ceiling on the trees comes in. It feels like it's just a great hole. Tricky approach. I could have played it better for sure.
Yeah, you're going to be taking a bogey there, huh?
Noah outside circle 2. Do it.
Wow. He was loving it.
You could tell he thought it was all the way in. Not known for following his disc in, and he was headed that direction. Matt, just outside circle 2 himself. It's kind of hard to tell how elevated this is from that sidewalk to the basket. You've got a 10 to 12 foot jump up that hill. So these putts are substantially uphill. Makes them a little trickier.
That's for sure.
Philo
does it, cashing in a beautiful birdie.
Yeah. One of the best putters, I think, in the game. And look at that. Pop back onto the rim and spin around.
Yeah, hands down to that. He's a phenomenal putter.
Yeah. Just up and down with it. Doesn't miss left to right very often. I am tapping in for my bogey, unfortunately. And this is Matt for his par.
Par is probably pretty common on this hole. I assume a big percentage of people are taking a 5 on this hole.
Yeah.
4 feels great, though, and 6 is in play, so.
Yeah. 6 slow-mo. Love watching Philo throw. Just never tries to get too much, and it's very, very, capable of doing what he wants. Confident in his game, I guess I should say.
Yeah, his stroke is extremely consistent. So we are moving on to the final hole of the front 9. This is a par 3 coming in at 380 feet. We're going to have a slight breeze from our right to left, which is going to make landing the disc slightly more difficult, but it's nothing too crazy that we got going on right here. The green you would imagine to have a bunch of skip, but it actually really absorbs the disc for some reason. So even if you come in on what looks like a really skippy angle, you might still dig. It's important to hang it way out there, though.
Yeah, there's like a half inch of like crispy dirt on top that's digging, not letting the disc skip. This looks fantastic.
That looks so good.
It
The
says
distance is good.
Yeah, it says 380, but with the uphill and some wind, I think it plays well over 400.
Yeah. I agree. We actually range find this hole, right? It plays over 400 feet.
Noah ripping on that stable Macbeth Destroyer. This is a great line as well.
It looks good. That's going to dig, just like I said, too. It always does. I don't know why. It looks like it's compact and you're going to flare like crazy, but you can expect it to dig.
Matt going with a little less stable Hurricane. He's thrown this one good a few times already in this round, so I'm sure he's got some confidence going into this shot. And that's 3 for 3 on just perfect hyzer lines.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that right to left wind come into play at all either. It seems like it's being very, very calm and friendly to them.
Yeah, great first 3 shots from them. I'm going stable D1 here. Looking to throw it flat.
We didn't mention
The OB right.
the OB behind the basket that you did not reach. Right, okay, this is a great view. This is what behind the basket looks like. Big bunkers. All the bunkers are safe, but down there where those white flags are on the right is a OB. It's a creek. Wow, and a fantastic run from you, Luke, right there.
Yeah, just to draw a medal, I guess I should be excited, but I was a little upset that one didn't just fall a bit. Great putt from Noah.
Yeah, nice finish to the front 9 for Noah.
Yeah, that's a tricky putt to hit. You know that if you miss it, you're going long. You're putting back. You're going to have work to do. He just gets rid of it super quick out of his hand.
I love it.
Yeah. He didn't seem the most excited about that, but I'm sure inside he's pretty stoked. There he is. Wry smile creeping out. Matt will be next to putt.
So this is a putt to focus on, but Matt Bell is 5 for 6 on inside the circle putts. Stats would say that this is cash.
Stats are right.
Give it to him. Another one. That's a nice front nine of putting from Matt Bell right there, as we expected, but putting it in action.
Yeah. This hole coming in is the 6th most difficult on the field on the course. 30% of the field getting the birdie on this one. 74% inside circle 2. So lots of people getting their putts. Less than half of them hitting them.
Nicely done, Philo. Just enough to sneak it in there.
Yeah, back-to-back holes, just enough. Yeah, only 9% of the circle 2 putts on this hole were made, which I think is kind of interesting. It's just such a hard green. Back of people's minds, they know that there's consequences if they miss.
Yeah, if you airball that putt, you're going OB over into that creek. So hole 9 is actually one of the tougher birdies on the course, I would say, especially if we're dealing with any wind. Thank you guys, though, for joining us for your front 9 coverage. This is Kevin Jones and Luke Humphries. This is the 2020 Preserve Championship, guys, and we will see you in the back 9. Come join us.